Hi everyone, welcome you all. In the today's video, I'm just going to talk about a general topic like interview proxy and recording job support and faking experience on your resume. Because why I'm taking this particular concept, because nowadays a lot of people are asking regarding this, and I'm also getting a lot of email from many people like asking me for taking the interview calls or giving the job support, or some people are asking how we can put some kind of fake experience and how we can showcase some kind of experience in your resume. So these kind of questions I'm getting very frequently. So in this video I'm just going to address those questions and what are the issues behind that. And I hope this video will be very useful for everyone. So let's see first interview proxy. What is basically interview proxy means? So these are the new term people are using in the nowadays, guys. So previous days we don't have these kind of things. And interview proxy is nothing but, for example, you have a company, so you applied some job in the company, right? So that you will get a call from the company. So as a interviewer, so you attend the call from the company and you do interview, right? This is a normal thing. But nowadays what people are doing is, because of they don't have a lot of confidence on interview, maybe they don't have proper skill set and they don't have enough confidence, because these people are recruiting somebody else or they are seeking for help somebody else, and this guy is more skilled and a more professional guy, and this guy is taking that call instead of the actual guy. So another guy, he will appoint somebody else and he will take the call from the company and he will perform the interview. So he will perform the interview. So this is basically called interview proxy. Now actual person is not giving the interview, but instead of that, he is whoever person he is appointed. So that guy is giving the interview call to the company. So here the problem is that there are two basic reasons because of this. The one reason is maybe he's not having proper skills, so lack of skills. That is a one biggest issue. And even though sometimes people are having good skills and good practical knowledge and everything, but maybe they don't have enough confidence to take the interview call. So the lack of confidence, a lack of confidence. So because these are the two biggest problems, so because of that these people are looking for someone help to take the call from the company. So this is people are calling it interview proxy or job proxy, something like. Even there are so many some third party companies, special companies are there to take this kind of calls and take this kind of process. So I personally not recommending these kind of a process. So because I'll just discuss some of the issues in this particular thing. So the first problem is, because you don't have a skill set, you don't have a confidence, even though if you have a skill set, so you are looking for someone, right? So suppose today, that is fine. So you are appointed someone and he is taking the call and he perform interview well, then you got a job offer. Okay, that's fine. But tomorrow if you join in the company with that offer, then the problems will start. So basically what companies will do is, at the time of interview, they will design the task for you actually based on the interview feedback. So how well he is given the interview, so based on that the company will decide the tasks. So what kind of task they have to assign, what kind of roles they have to assign to you. Suppose let us say this guy is performed well, so let's say I can give out of 10 9 is a rating, so he's performed very well in interview, during interview, and you got a job offer and you have joined the company. So then what happens is the company will give you some task or will give you some roles, and then the problem will start. So because this guy is performed very well and the company is also expecting more from this guy. So if you are not able to perform the task or if you are not able to perform the roles properly, then again this is a big problem for you. So they will see for few days or few months, and definitely they will fire you again. So this is the biggest problem in this industry. So I recommend, personally I don't recommend this kind of process and don't encourage this kind of process. So because there are so many people are giving this kind of support and this kind of support process are following. Okay, and there are specific consultants or companies also there to provide this kind of process, but personally I don't encourage this kind of things. And the other problem is, so here you're completely depending on others, so it becomes keep on becomes your habit, so you will never get skills and you will never get a kind of a confidence. So you learn it and you practice it. Even if you are not having proper confidence, just go for some interviews at least. Don't expect any offers, anything, just go with interviews, a few interviews, at least 5 to 6 interviews. Then slowly you will get confidence and you will Because of fear. Some people may also have some fear about interviews, so you will lose everything. So you will get confidence, you will be very bold at the time of interview and confidently can tell all the answers. So that kind of thing you have to develop. And always I suggest, don't depending on any others, don't follow anyone else. Okay. And have trust on you. That's the first thing I suggest to everyone. So have trust on you, the first thing. Okay. So I don't encourage this kind of process. I don't go for this interview proxy kind of things. So next thing is the job support, guys, and this is again another biggest thing which is happening in the current market. So what exactly people are doing is, people are uh, appointing someone to take the calls, interview calls, and finally they get the job. What is the next thing they would do? They do is they will join the company, and the company or the team will assign some task or roles and responsibilities. Suppose he joined in some project, and then problem will start. So he cannot perform well, right? So then another task will start. What is that? He will looking for the support first from someone else. So now job support will come into picture. That's the next level. So in the job support, what happens is the company again will give the some project or will assign some project to this guy. And if this guy is not performing the job or not performing the project very well, suppose he is stuck somewhere, and if he is not able to perform well, then he is again looking for someone he can do this project, and he can solve everything, and he will explain everything to this guy and again submit the project to the company. So this is a kind of a job support. Actually he is not doing anything, but again he is depending on someone else to do that. So this is a kind of job support. And again there are two kinds of job support is there again. So job support in the sense, this kind of job support again I have not encouraged it, and I did not recommend this kind of job support. But there is another type of support I can give you. That is, for example, if you join in the company, you join in the project, and you have some skill set, you are trying to solve the problem, somewhere you stuck and you are not able to proceed, and then you can seek for some help from somebody else. So that is always recommended, because nobody is perfect in anything. So at some point of time in the life, you need some kind of guidance to grow, to cross that particular point, right? So in that case you can take the support from someone else who is more professional, and he is having more skills or more knowledge than you. So you can seek for help from someone in that point of time. But totally depending on others is not a good thing. So in the job support, what happens is you will get the project and you don't do anything on the project, you will not able to understand, then you will appoint somebody else to do that, and he will do the complete project and he will explain to you again, so you will submit the project to the company. So this again you will pay something to the guy who is have actually done. And right, so basically indirectly you are cheating the company and cheating the team, right? So this is also not recommended, because nowadays most of the companies, some people also personally giving the job support in their free time. So I don't recommend this kind of thing. And nowadays I'm also getting a lot of emails regarding this job support. Some people got the job, and somehow they are not able to perform well, and they are seeking for the help. Okay, so instead of that, what I can suggest you is, so learn and practice well, and do interview very well. That's the most important thing. Don't depending on any others. But if you really stuck somewhere, if you do yourself and somewhere you stuck, if you're not able to proceed, then look for someone to help, and that kind of support is fine. But totally depending on others is not a good thing anytime. In future what happens is, it becomes a continuous activity. So it becomes your habit depending on everyone. So whenever you enter in some problem, so you always look for someone to solve it. So instead of that, get a confidence, get a knowledge, get a skills, and try to solve yourself. Okay. And then finally, faking resume. So this is again common question most of the people are asking. Like suppose I have some gap, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, and I want to showcase some kind of experience in the resume during interview. How we can do that? So first of all, can I do like that also? So that kind of questions I'm getting. Regarding this, what I can suggest you is, so whatever you exactly learn, right? So whatever you practice on whatever the knowledge you have, just project only that kind of information in the resume. Apart from that, don't do anything else. Okay, so even though if you put some project 1 or 2 years, you should able to justify the project and do that project really, even though if it is a dummy project. So involved in that project, do yourself, and upload that project somewhere in the GitHub or somewhere repositories, and share that repository and showcase them. So this is a project I have done myself, and in this project I have done this much, or like if it is automation project, just explain what exactly I have done in the automation project, right? So that is a better thing. Even if you put some project, or even or if you put some kind of experience, you should able to justify that experience. That's most important thing. And but totally don't copy the resume from someone else, and don't copy paste the resume. And most of the people will do that. So if I share some template, right, so people get the template, and only few details have been changed, and the rest of the template will be exactly the same. So use the template, but I suggest everyone to try to write your own resume. Okay, try to write your own resume, so instead of copying someone else responsibilities, projects, and everything, right? That will give you the confidence, and whatever you keep in your resume, that you should be able to justify at the time of interview. That's the most important thing. And even the interviewer also asks the questions based upon the profile, by seeing the profile what you have kept in your resume. So they will basically read the complete summary, or a professional summary and description, your experience, what exactly you have done in the project, and based on that they will ask the questions to you. So they don't go beyond that. Okay, so if you put something in the resume, if they ask some question, if you're not able to answer that, that means what? You are faking the resume. You have put something which is not having you. So you don't have that kind of skill, but still you are keeping that in your resume. So don't do that. I don't suggest personally that. So please make sure all the points. And nowadays people are going through this process because there are many reasons. Maybe the companies are looking for some kind of fresh professionals, and more skilled person and more experienced person. So because of that reason, freshers, or most of the time freshers, will not get anything. Suppose if they come out from the campus, right, so again they are learning a lot of courses, but still they are not getting the jobs. So those are the different reasons are causing this kind of process. Okay, but be genuine, and learn and practice, and then don't go this kind of process. Okay, people always will be there like this. They will provide the job support, they take the interview calls, but I don't personally suggest this. Okay, so that is all about this video. Just I want to address these issues because so many people are sending the emails regarding this. So I just want to address these issues and what are the problems in that. So even if you put the fake resume, right, so tomorrow somebody know what exactly I have done in the resume, and again that is the biggest frustration you will face. Okay, so I don't suggest this. Okay, don't do that. That's my personal recommendation, and then also my personal suggestion to everyone. Okay, so that's all this video, guys. So thanks for watching. We'll see in the next video.